6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Kanuz Ashraf. First, the headlines. Pakistan Navy successfully test-fired naval cruise missile Harba today. The National Assembly Standing Committee on Defense Production has condemned the recent statement of US President regarding Pakistan. Prime Minister has said that the government plans to add another 15,000 megawatt electricity to national grid. Power Division has decided to meet all the investors engaged under the CPEC energy projects to further fast-track these projects. In India, normal life remained disrupted in Mumbai for the second day today due to protests after a clash between low-caste Dalits and right-wing Hindus. In Nigeria, 11 people were killed in suicide attack on a mosque in Borno State today. And now the news in detail. Pakistan Navy successfully test-fired naval cruise missile Harba today. According to Pakistan Navy, the missile is capable of hitting its target from surface to surface and ground assault. The missile successfully hit the target. Pakistan Navy's missile craft PNS Himmat fired the indigenously made Harba cruise missile. This weapon is a reflection of Pakistan Navy's firepower capability. Naval Chief Admiral Zafar Mahmood Abbasi witnessed the test launch. Speaking on the occasion, he said Pakistan Navy will ensure defense of the country's shores and interests at all costs. He stressed the need for further promoting the country's defense capabilities and decreasing reliance on foreign countries. The Naval Chief expressed complete satisfaction over the operational preparedness of the naval fleet. The National Assembly's Standing Committee on Defense Production has condemned the recent statement of US President Donald Trump regarding Pakistan. The committee, which met in Islamabad today with its chairman Khwaja Suhail Mansoor in the chair, observed that Pakistan is a sovereign state and no one shall be allowed to interfere in its internal and external affairs. The committee said the statement of US President is the part and parcel of the internal and external intrigues to destabilize Pakistan. The committee unanimously declared that Pakistan does not require any aid or funds as a cost of sacrifices it has rendered in war against terrorism. It said Pakistani nation and the armed forces are on the same page. Interior Minister Ehsan Iqbal says Pakistan wants peace and stability in Afghanistan. He was addressing a ceremony at police lines in Islamabad today. Referring to the tweet of the American president, the minister said it amounts to making mockery of sacrifices of Pakistan in the war against terror. The Interior Minister said Pakistan is still struggling to cope with the consequences of US policies in the region. He said the US policies are to be blamed for radicalization, proliferation of weapons and drugs, terrorism, extremism, and poverty in the region. Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi today officially launched Power Consumer-Friendly Net Metering Framework. Under the system, power consumers would be able to generate their own energy and sell the surplus to the national grid. Addressing the launching ceremony in Islamabad, the Prime Minister said, "We are at the threshold of providing cheap, efficient, reliable and sustainable electricity to consumers." He said today load shedding is negligible in the country and whatever power outages we experience are because of local distribution issues or constraints of the system. He said projects worth over 10,000 megawatts have either been completed or are near completion. He said plans have also been made to add another 15,000 megawatts till 2030. Meeting of the Federal Cabinet is underway in Islamabad with Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi in the chair. President Mamnoon Hussain says Pakistan is desirous of close cooperation in various fields, including education and culture, with Iraq and Holland. He said this while talking to the outgoing Iraqi ambassador, Dr. Ali Al-Rahman, and Pakistan's ambassador-designate for Holland, Shajat Ali Rathore, in separate meetings in Islamabad today. While talking to the Iraqi ambassador, he said restoration of air links with Iraq is priority of Pakistan with the benefit of people of both the countries. Talking to Ambassador-designate for Holland, Mamnoon Hussain said the old trade relations between the two countries have helped in developing deep bilateral ties. This is Radio Pakistan. Power Division has decided to meet all the investors engaged under the CPEC energy projects individually to further fast-track these projects and also remove any difficulty faced by them. This was decided at a meeting held in Islamabad today between Minister for Power Division Sardar Awais Ahmed Khan Lagari and Chinese Ambassador Mr. Yao Jing. The minister also invited suggestions of the Chinese ambassador for the planned meetings with the Chinese investors. The ambassador said investors in China are closely observing the fast-growing power sector in Pakistan and its progress has been reckoned as exemplary. He said his country will keep on further extending assistance to Pakistan in the power sector as it has been instrumental for the success of CPEC. 10 Afghan health professionals who underwent a 12-month training and capacity building program at Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences were awarded certificates. The awards were distributed at a ceremony held in Islamabad with Special Secretary Foreign Affairs Etizaz Ahmed as chief guest. In total, 69 health professionals were invited for training courses of various durations, out of which 59 have already completed the training and have assumed their responsibilities, while the remaining 10 were certified in the ceremony. Japanese Foreign Minister Taro Kono arrives in Islamabad today on a two-day visit to Pakistan. During the visit, he will hold wide-ranging talks on bilateral issues with Foreign Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif. In occupied Kashmir, Indian police and paramilitary forces launched massive crackdown operations against Hurriyat leaders and activists ahead of the Kashmiris' Right to Self-Determination Day being observed on Friday. According to Kashmir Media Service, Mirwais Umar Farooq was placed under house arrest, while Muhammad Yasin Malik was arrested from his office at Abi Guzar. He was shifted to Central Jail, Srinagar. Kashmiris observe 5th January as Right to Self-Determination Day every year. In India, protests disrupted business in Mumbai for a second day today as lower caste Dalits pelted buses, blocked rail lines and shut malls after a clash with right-wing Hindus. Train services, the lifeline of the city, stalled throughout the day. The Dalit call for a general strike across the western state of Maharashtra led to largely peaceful demonstrations. Police said protesters burned a few buses around the state, while dozens of buses and cars were damaged in Mumbai. Pro-government rallies were held in several Iranian cities today. State television broadcast live pictures of rallies in Kermanshah, Elam and Georgian, where marchers waved Iranian flags and pictures of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Meanwhile, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has said the protests that have hit Iran will end in a couple of days. In Nigeria, at least 11 people were killed in suicide attack on a mosque in northeast of the country today. The bomber hit the mosque in the town of Gamburu in Borno State. In Kenya, at least 5 policemen have been killed by militants in northern part of the country. A Kenyan official says suspected members of the Somalia-based extremist group Al-Shabaab attacked a vehicle carrying policemen in Mandera. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during next 12 hours. However, rain, thunderstorm with snowfall over the hills is expected at isolated places in Fata, Kota and Zob divisions. Dense foggy conditions are likely to prevail over few plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during night and morning hours. And that is the end of the news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch Live video streaming on the link facebook.com Radio Pakistan News Official.